Welcome to Darkchron,
where history breathes in shadows and truth hides between the echoes of time. Tonight, we uncover one of the strangest plagues the world has ever known, the dancing death of 1518. In the summer of 1518, the city of Strasbourg awoke to a strange rhythm. It began with one woman, Frau Trophia, who stepped into the narrow cobbled street and began to dance. There was no music, no festival, and no joy in her movement. Her face was pale, her eyes vacant, yet her body moved as if commanded by some invisible force. Hours passed, and still she danced. The townspeople watched in disbelief, whispering prayers, some laughing nervously, others crossing themselves in fear. By nightfall, she collapsed from exhaustion, only to rise again the next morning and continue. Within days, dozens had joined her. Men, women, even children began to sway and spin uncontrollably through the streets. The rhythm spread like a fever. Feet bled, muscles tore, but still they danced, unable to stop. No one could explain what was happening. Some claimed it was divine punishment. Others believed it was the work of dark forces. But all agreed. Strasbourg had been seized by something unseen and unstoppable. By the end of July, the city square was overflowing with bodies in motion. Nearly 400 souls danced day and night beneath the summer sun, collapsing only to rise again. The sound of their feet against the stones echoed through the alleyways, a relentless, maddening percussion that haunted even those who stayed indoors. Bakers, merchants, mothers, and soldiers, all were taken. The city's markets fell silent. Churches overflowed with those begging for mercy. Strasbourg had become a place where music had turned into a weapon. Doctors were summoned. Their diagnosis: a sickness of the blood, a fiery imbalance that could only be cured by more dancing. The city, desperate for control, built wooden stages in the square and hired musicians, believing that the rhythm itself would burn out the madness. But the plan only worsened the horror. The drums beat louder, the fiddles played faster, and the dancers lost all sense of self. Their bodies twisted beyond human strength, sweat pouring from their skin as they moved until their hearts gave out. The church soon intervened, declaring the event a punishment from heaven. Processions filled the streets with priests carrying crosses and banners, chanting prayers to end the plague. Yet, for every blessing sung, another body fell. The priests' hymns mixed with the cries of the afflicted, a chilling symphony of faith and fear. The people began to believe the city itself had been cursed, its sins awakened beneath the summer heat. As the days turned to weeks, panic consumed Strasbourg. Families locked their doors, afraid the rhythm would reach them. Merchants abandoned their shops, and through the open windows, the same sound echoed, hundreds of feet striking stone in endless repetition. The air smelled of sweat and candle wax. At night, torches flickered across the dancing crowds like ghostly flames. The city that once thrived on trade now pulsed like a single, feverish heart. By August, more than 400 people had fallen to the strange compulsion. Some collapsed from exhaustion, some from heart failure, others from sheer terror. Physicians wrote of eyes glazed with delirium, of bodies moving as if separate from the soul. Theories multiplied. Some said it was Saint Vitus' curse. Others blamed the harvest, claiming a fungus called ergot had poisoned the bread, a toxin known to twist muscles and minds alike. But even centuries later, none of these explanations would be proven beyond doubt. When the authorities finally banned music, the city grew eerily quiet. The stages were torn down and the dancers were carried, some dead, others unconscious, to the shrine of Saint Vitus in nearby Saverne. There, priests performed exorcisms, placing holy amulets on their bodies and praying for release. Slowly, the movement faded. The city's rhythm fell silent, leaving behind only the echo of what had been. The plague had vanished as suddenly as it began. But silence did not bring peace. The people of Strasbourg were left haunted, not just by what they saw, but by what it revealed. How could joy turn to madness so quickly? How could a city lose itself to something invisible, something that defied reason and science alike? For centuries, historians tried to explain it. Some insisted it was mass hysteria, a psychological storm born from famine, fear, and faith colliding in desperate times. The people of 1518 had faced crop failures, rising prices, and disease, their lives teetering on the edge of despair. In such moments, the mind seeks escape. Perhaps the dance was not a curse, but a release, the body's final rebellion against suffering. Others argued it was ergot poisoning from contaminated rye, causing hallucinations and convulsions. Yet, even that theory falters under scrutiny. Could a fungus truly compel hundreds to dance for days? Could chemistry explain such chaos? Or was it something deeper? A collective fracture in the human spirit, a moment when emotion spread faster than any disease? Whatever the cause, the dancing plague remains one of history's strangest events. A moment when faith, fear, and the human body intertwined in inexplicable rhythm. It reminds us how thin the line is between order and madness, between devotion and delirium. Today, we like to believe such things belong to the past, that reason has conquered superstition. But look closer, and you may see that the dance never really ended. We still move to invisible rhythms. Panic spreading through headlines, hysteria echoing across screens. The same human impulses replayed in new forms. The dancing plague of 1518 was more than a mystery, it was a mirror, a reflection of how fear binds us together and drives us apart. How, when despair grows unbearable, even madness can seem like freedom. In the heart of Strasbourg, beneath centuries of dust and silence, the stones still remember.